好，那现在小亚细亚篇结束了，不过我想稍微先看一下队伍。那任务大概就先这个，目前没有别的可以做。那队伍技能，结果都能升级的都不是主要成员。好，那大致上简单分配一下。那物品方面好像有拿到什么东西吗？哦，米特拉达梯的王冠，所有抵抗属性方倍。米特拉达梯当然不会回避炫耀自己的权力和财富，他的纯金王冠就是明证。在他的头上，王冠的狮子头饰物彰显了他的绝对王权。在你的头上，他将向大家炫耀你在小亚细亚取得的功绩。哦，不过他抗性是0啊。它顶多是帮你加护甲上限的话，这个反而给那个壮年兵，就是俗称那个盾兵的话，反而可能会有奇效，但问题是要怎么使用。好，先不管它，当成收藏品收起来。现在，这样就好。可以跟大家聊聊。
I have wanted to come to Rome for so long. I am almost nervous now.
那是一座壮丽的城市，我相信你会喜欢的。世界上没有任何一个地方能跟罗马相媲美。地中海地区是这个样子，没有错啦。
That is what everyone says. Now I get to see it for myself. I'll let you know if I agree. You are happy to be home?
我很希望，我很高兴能再次见到我的家人，他们让这座城市成为我的家。
They will be quite happy to see you again, I bet. I have no place to stay, of course. I can stay in your home, maybe. Just for now.
最下面这个太机车了吧？你至少可以住在我的别墅里几个月，直到你找到属于你自己的地方。这个有点太那个 ，OK？ 我很乐意让你住在我别墅里，你想住多久就住多久吧。
That is generous. Thank you. I will try to find a place for myself, but it is good to know there is no rush.
你打算长期留在罗马吗？
We will see. Maybe I will hate it. Then I will have to go and find someplace else to be. But I think I will want to stay. If I can find place to live.
你在罗马可能会引起很多注意。
You think it will be bad? Maybe you can help me buy a nice Roman stola. Then I will fit in, right?
我相信我们可以想点办法让你融入。
We will go shopping. It will be fun.
德伊阿尼拉有一种那个，虽然跟他被迫成为角斗士，跟那个家庭训练的家庭教育有关，但他比较像是一般情境下的女性。这点还蛮有趣的。
Hey.
那你看起来有点奇怪。
Oh, thanks. Just what every girl hopes to hear. I don't want to return. I don't even know where to go. This is the first time I'm back home.
你如果需要住所，你可以来住在我的别墅。
I appreciate that, but I'd better not. I don't want to depend on someone else. I've seen how badly that can turn out. But I appreciate the offer, really.
你在罗马还要假扮成男人
Worse. I'm going to pretend to be a prim and proper noble woman.
保重，各种意义上。那再来，
What is it, Legati?
那你似乎不高兴。
It is an action that bothers me. Idleness corrodes the warrior's mind.
人生不是一场接一场的战斗，珍惜宁静的时刻，战争早晚会来。
It is in the quiet moments a warrior dies. I would rather stay alert.
你现在怎么办？有人在等你吗？
There was, but not in Rome. I had a sister once, although sometimes I question my own sanity. Did she truly exist, or did I merely dream of her?
Aristocles teaches us that one may never truly know. We live chained inside a cave, staring at the shadows on a wall.
None can chain Bestia Tabat anymore. I will find out where my sister is.
醒醒，你没有妹妹。你们是怎么分开的？
We were both sold as children. She fetched a higher price than I, for she was better in every way than I was. I do not know what became of her.
也许在我忙完元老院的事情后，我们可以一起找她。
I shall consider your offer.
We shall help you find your sister, Bestia. Failing that, we shall prove her existence or the lack thereof.
你觉得这场战役怎么样？
You are a capable commander. Mercy is your weakness. Your enemies exist as long as they survive.
我确实犯了一些错误，例如说那几场战争打得有多糟糕。下次我会尽量抛开个人情感。
Playing with your prey is good showmanship. But the longer your foe survives, the more chances he has to turn the tables.
Turn the table. 那再来新伊罗斯。
Welcome home, Domine.
回到这里，你高兴吗？
More than happy. Although it was nice to be back in my homeland once again, I find it quite impossible to not miss Rome. All I need now is a change of clothes and a day trip to the library.
我会确保你得到所需要的一切，老朋友。
Much appreciated. It was good to be back in action, but now my old bones are in dire need of some rest.
你想做的第一件事情是什么？
To see your mother. I'm sure she is anxious to know we've arrived.
这的确是个好主意，但要谨慎行事。如果母亲平安，请转告我。
I shall be cautious like a lizard. None shall be aware of my presence.
总之，我想说，这次战役进行得很顺利。
Few can claim to be your superior in matters of combat. You have proven yourself beyond the shadow of any doubt.
多么希望我的父亲能见证这一切，他的赞许对我来说意味着整个世界。
Think of the living first. The dead can wait.
再来，最后一位，凯索，
Legate,
你还好吗？
I always get this weird feeling when I'm back. Like I've left something of mine behind out there.
有什么东西掉在战场上了？节操吗？我不清楚你什么状况，那我现在需要洗个热水澡。
Now there's a thought. That masseuse from Lutetia. I wonder if she's still around. Brilliant idea, Legate.
那终于迎来这一刻了，接下来你打算做什么？
You know what? For once, I'll do nothing. Nothing at all. And it will be glorious.
我需要夺回我的家，但在那之后，我可能会和你一样无欲无求，我的朋友。
A word of warning, Legate. My nothing involves a lot of debauchery and degeneracy.
我想的是真的什么都不做。
So, poetry?
对我来说，写诗也太费劲了。
In that case, I shall join you when I'm done and experience this empty nothingness of yours. Should help me address the hangover.
凯索就是你在那种在军中会遇到陪你一起打屁聊天的那种人。我们在东方干的还不错吧？
All things considered, I don't think we can complain. The war is won, and we are still alive.
OK， 那这边应该没有什么东西需要调查了。渡过这一条河，前往罗马。有人在钓鱼。
Away, Lucullus and his victorious legion. Welcome home.
Salve, Vitus. It is good to be home again. I'm looking forward to a nice bath and a flask of good Carthaginian wine. Maybe two.
May I humbly recommend Vipsanius Marcellus' new batch? People say it's heavenly.
Ah, your recommendations never fail to impress. Do address the legatus, though. This victory was of his doing more than mine.
My apologies, Legate. I neither know nor recognize you.
那执政官夸大了我的贡献，我所做的都是为了罗马，而不是为了让人们认识我。
Nonsense! It is high praise from the consul. Now, let us conclude our business. The consul seems to attribute the success of this campaign to you, Legate. Thus it is your duty to formally disband the legion and relinquish your weapons. Beyond this river lies the Pomerium, and not even a victorious imperator can cross it bearing arms.
那说实在话，要渡过这一条河，带着武器跟军团，需要非常大的政治觉悟。我明白，我们会遵守规定的。
Our laws are what separates us from animals. You have given up your command, but you have retained your virtue. You can always get your command back when Rome needs you again.
保护人，你教会了我很多，我欠你太多了，这只鸟。
You overstate my influence. It is easy to make a sharp sword out of good steel. The river Rubicon marks the sacred line where you stop being a warrior. It is time you learn how you may conquer a more civilized battleground. We shall meet at my villa in 2 nights. There are people I want you to meet prior to the Senate hearing. We must get your villa back somehow. Do not worry about your favorite gladius. Your war gear will be kept safely in my summer villa outside the city.
I hope you are hungry, Domine. Lucullus is known for his lavish feasts. Do not eat anything until I've tasted it first. I wouldn't put it past the Vitellius brothers to poison this entire party just to get you and Lucullus.
那顺带一提，新伊罗斯说，那个卢库鲁斯的宴会是出了名的那个丰盛。那基本上跟那个卢库鲁斯本人的作风有关系。那他是一个享乐主义者。那据传在罗马，他的执政年代带入了那个希腊的奢侈风格。那他的名字也变成了那个奢侈的代名词，这样子。好。那今晚出席的都有谁
I see that Tullius Cicero and Porcius Cato are both here tonight. They are highly esteemed senators of the Optimatus faction.
著名的辩护人 Cicero.
The very same. He is an orator of unmatched skill. He was trained in Greece, you know.
那毕竟一切都是政治。那虽然说之后还有事情要做，但哎呀，姑且还是问一下好了。那我们在这里做什么？我们不是应该为了为元老院听审而做准备吗
I am sure Dominus Lucullus has a reason and a plan. I would play along. My personal mission tonight is to taste each and every single dish. You may have to roll me home.
我要是带着武器就好了。
To what end? A blade would not help against poison.
好吧，我要进去了，祝我好运吧。
May Fortuna smile on you, Domine. I'll be here if you need me.
Right on time. Just like a proper legatus. Welcome, son. After this long and arduous campaign, a feast is all you need.
那我宁愿回到我的别墅，在那里大快朵颐。
All in due time. All in due time. Now, divert your attention to our guests. This is more important than you think.
那这些人都是谁呢
Well, you know Marcus Minucius Thermus. He's still thankful for your timely assistance and the saving of his life. You probably remember Marcus Aurelius Cotta as well. He seems to have brought his siblings, Lucius and Aurelia Cotta. The gentleman in the corner is Marcus Tullius Cicero. Making his acquaintance should prove to be very useful for you. I plan for him to become your advocate tomorrow. Last but not least, I've also invited Marcus Porcius Cato, who may or may not represent you as well. You see why it was important for you to be here.
具体要做什么呢
I think not. Just be your charming self and try to win them over. And please relax. You have defeated an army of rebel pirates. This is a simple dinner party.
和往常一样，你说的对。
Of course I am. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
我会去找他们谈话的。
Be sure to join us at the table before you leave. I'd like to introduce you to Cato myself. And smile. And do not walk like you have just swallowed a measuring pole.
这个比喻我听不太懂。OK， 不过说实在话的，也没有多少人能聊嘛。总之先跟，我还想说是不是有出什么动作，先跟圣牧师聊聊吧。
Look! It's good to see you again. Have some wine.
He looks barely old enough to wipe his own arse, let alone command a legion.
If Lucullus says he won the war, then I have no choice but to believe it.
有人对我的到来蛮讶异的。好，那圣牧师你的气色不错，你身体康复了吗
My leg still hurts every now and then, and all this rain isn't helping. But that is nothing compared to what could have been.
那
You
不
have
必
my
谢我
eternal。gratitude.
不必谢我，我只是履行了我的职责。
In that case, I'm still grateful that you are a true Roman.
那你对我即将参加的听审有什么看法吗？
It is pretty much out of my hands. I'd follow your Patronus's lead. Lucullus is a smart man who usually has a few backup plans. Even without solid evidence, he will be able to put you into an advantageous position. Nevertheless, I would advise caution. Vitellius Scaevola, and especially his brother Lurco, are ruthless and cunning. Expect the unexpected.
那你认识这些人吗？
Only those who matter. Be careful around Cotta. He's still reeling somewhat from the damage that was done to his pride.
那是他自己战败的，怨不得别人。
He probably understands it well. It's just that your presence here is a constant reminder of his failure.
接下来要找谁呢？那只能说，因为身上有那个凯撒的那一把断剑的关系，还是得找科塔聊聊。
Is Pompeius Magnus not coming tonight?
He's in Hispania, I believe.
Shit. Oh, I thought this was my chance to win his patronage.
Of course. The savior of the legions, Lucullus Wonder Kid. I knew you would be here.
那您好，如果这是很私人的对话，那我可以回避。
Nonsense. It's a party after all. What would be the purpose of these gatherings if we refrained from conversation? I am Aurelia Cotta. Marcus and Lucius are my brothers. It's wonderful to meet you, Legate. We were just talking about you anyway.
Of course we were.
那希望你们说的是我的好话。
We were discussing how you saved my brother's life and became the hero of the Asia campaign.
哦，那所有人都知道，像马库斯这个像是在讽刺他嘛？那这样伟大领袖的价值，不救他是犯罪。
Yet my son Gaius was not valuable enough to be saved.
那我并没有那个意思。那盖乌斯是个了不起的人，似乎注定要成就一番伟业。 但这就是战争的本质，战争的本质，它会不断夺走宝贵的生命。
Indeed, it almost took Marcus's life too. Thank you for saving at least one of the people I deeply care about.
那你儿子死后，我把这个带了回来，这是他的剑刃。
Oh, it's broken. This sword was my father's. It was called Crocaea Morse. You were friends with him, weren't you? However briefly. Why don't you keep it? I think I still have the old schematics for it. I'll have a servant bring them to your villa tomorrow.
那最近天气如何？有点阴冷，不是吗？
Really? Are you so eager to display your shallowness?
我对天象很感兴趣。
Well, I'm not.
那我就回避吧。真的跟那个瑟姆斯讲的一样。 看到我就会想起他看到我就会想起他自己曾经被俘虏的这件事情。然后总之跟 Cicero， Cicero 真的是名人，哎。
Salve, I've heard a lot about you. I am Marcus Tullius Cicero.
那我也听过一些关于你的事情。
Is that so? Few people beyond the political circles would know of me. My reputation depends largely on who's talking.
那一个人的言行是毋庸置疑的，别人怎么评价他并不重要。
Yet our reputations are built on how others speak of our actions, not on the actions themselves.
这句话真的要问吗？你是干什么的 ，Cicero？
I'm an advocate. I defend those whom others seek to incriminate. But I'm sure a career soldier such as you would find the topic rather boring.
那战争不是我的事业，相反，这是一个违背我意愿的角色。
Then perhaps we have that in common. I myself abhor violence, although I recognize its necessity in some situations.
那这些都是卢库鲁斯的朋友吗？
That depends what you mean by friend. Your Patronus, Lucullus, is a consul. Many people would claim to be his friend. There's a difference between knowing someone and merely knowing someone's name, though. Are we friends?
那我们似乎相处的不错，我认为是这样。
It's easy to get along at a feast as fine as this. It's quite another thing to get along after we have butted heads on the Senate floor.
要直接跟家主聊吗？可以吗？
That is absolutely unnecessary. I'd spend it all on farmlands. People need their food.
Indeed they do. But what good is food if it's obtained by illegitimate means? What do you think about it, Legate?
那我似乎遇到的埋伏，很明显我的事后失职了。
Fortunately, I know you are good at handling ambushes.
Spoils of war, unaccounted for and untaxed. Should they be used for development to feed the people of Rome? A simple question.
那这得看情况，如果大家都吃不饱，那就不择手段，而且还得让那个犯下罪行的人得到应有的惩罚。
A fairly strong answer, I'd say. No matter how much you try to legislate, the situation at hand will defy your expectations.
Meet Senators Marcus Porcius Cato and Marcus Tullius Cicero, who will be acting as your attorney tomorrow. At least I hope so.
Unfortunately, things have developed differently, my friend. I've decided to represent Tiberius Vitellius Scaevola instead.
那么我的律师会是谁呢？
Certainly not me. My skill is in building a solid defense, not in prosecuting. And may I say, your case is quite weak. I do not envy whoever has to make it.
Certainly an interesting turn of events. But I've heard you talking disfavorably about the Vitellius brothers before. How do you justify defending them?
What I justify hardly matters. I seek to represent them to the best of my ability, so justice can be served.
那如果这是制度需要的，我想这是有道理的。那只能说从法治的角度来看是可以理解的，但以个人角度来说，很想选上面。
Precisely. The rules exist for a reason. One must understand the
从这个
reasons
角度
to
一直
challenge
看得
them.
到。
Rules should never invalidate the reasons for their existence. Morality is beyond law. Legate,
不管怎么转，
what guidelines did you follow when you had to decide the fate of that Triarchus? Why did you let him live?
那不管怎么转，都会看到一个人的那个裤裆里的东西，感觉让我感觉很不愉快。我转个方向，好。那在地中海处决船长是不明智的。
A utilitarian approach. Disgusting, of course, even if it was the right decision. I wonder, exactly how utilitarian are you in your thinking? I heard you had the opportunity to bribe a hired guard protecting a spy.
Stop interrogating the man, Cato. Not everyone must adhere to your high standards.
那没关系，我确实曾经面临过那个机会。
Yet you did not take it.
我有更好的选择。
No doubt those options were cheaper.
Well, gentlemen, this discussion has become too hypothetical for my tastes. I bid you a good day.
Wale, Cicero. See you tomorrow.
One final question, before I retire as well.
You and your questions, Cato.
I believe if you wanted, you could enter the Pomerium fully armed. Why didn't you?
我不需要任何武器来自卫。
So you follow the rules only because you are strong. This has been an interesting conversation, gentlemen. I thank you for it. But now, with your permission, I shall leave. Welate.
Wale, Cato.
这是个有趣的对话呢。那加图跟 Cicero 事后我会再查一下他们的事迹做补充吧。
We don't have enough evidence to condemn Vitellius Scaevola yet. But I shall try tomorrow at the Senate. Hopefully I can secure Cato's help. You should go to your villa. Be careful, though. Scaevola's thugs are still guarding it.
我需要武器。
I heard some people carry weapons recreationally. Just be careful.
刚才我应该坐下的。那西里罗斯如他刚刚预告的一样，不断的在那里走来走去。总之坐下吧。如果可以的话，至少他希望他在这边能做出一些动作，像是拿桌上的东西试之类的，但看起来是没有，就只是坐在这里看着桌面。
You look tired. Shall we leave?
走吧。
So, did you enjoy yourself?
一言难尽。
That is what life is.
哦，地图诶，罗马城，那个我看不懂他这边的拼音是什么意思，所以算了，进入吧。人们说家乃心之所在，真的是玩哦。哦，等一下，这一位难道是？哦。Oh.
They look heavily armed, Domine. What if they respond poorly to our demands?
我们得即兴发挥。
I hope you'll forgive me if that does not inspire confidence.
Just where do you think you're going?
哦，家。
Go home then.
那你挡在他面前了。
What are you going to do about it?
揍扁你，然后走进我的别墅。
Let's see you try.
You know what? This would be a perfect time for Calida to just appear and kill a bunch of them. I would not protest against Kaiso either.
Whenty scatter you all, weaklings! Prepare your last rites.
That works too.
What the? Now which one of you wants to meet the gods first?
贝斯提亚表示，这群人太弱了，不值得我对你那个认真。哈哈哈哈哈！
Where did you learn to fight like that? Rush them! They won't be expecting us!
真好玩呢！哦，真好玩呢！徒手面对一群有武器的人。 啊，有弓箭手，竟然有弓箭手，对男性敌人造成2倍伤害，碎弹者。不过要先打倒他的那个，先干扰他，让他无法进行那个趁机攻击，好像没有成功啊，毕竟这里还有一位。 哈哈哈哈！来了，来了！碎弹者发挥你的实力的时候了，咚！你会吓到惊慌，我认为这是合理的事情啊，各种意义上。呵呵呵呵。 阻止他进行借机攻击。OK， 好，后退。总之先调整一下位置。我们有更多的那个手上有武器的同伴会到场，所以我们找人稍微调整一下位置。好，谢谢。
It's too much. It's too much. How dare you?
This is the end. I'm taking you all down with me.
Oh, 真了不起，让我流血了。嘿， 该怎么做呢？没办法移除流血的话，就有点尴尬。好。好，谢谢。
Please follow my finger. Yes, you'll be all right.
那总之阻止他的剑击攻击，让他过来。碎弹者，送啦！哦呦！
Enough! I'm too old, you reckless fool!
只能说不拿武器也有不拿武器的打法。那碎弹者的火力是4到5双倍攻击嘛 ？OK， 好，来吧，中！哦，送啦，各种意义上。弓箭手是吧？再来西尼罗斯，这个地方没办法穿过去。好。
At last, we're nearly done.
噔噔噔噔噔噔咚。然后你是弓箭手，无法发动趁机攻击的关系。嗨，上吧，剩下的友军们。
That boy knows how to make an entrance.
That was fun. These lictors knew how to fight.
那很显然，他们的实力还不足以对抗你和你的朋友。
My friends are not good. They are champions. This is nothing to them. Doesn't even qualify as practice.
They are gladiators, Domine. It is customary to pay them for their services.
当然，那路过维普萨尼乌斯马塞卢斯那里，进去喝个2杯。今晚我请了，玩得开心。啊，这一位难道是
My son? You're back, and with Cineros. Oh, it's so good to see you both safe.
It's good to see you, Domina.
I've missed you so much. You look great. Did you lose some weight? Are you eating well? Has he been eating well, Cineros?
He has, Domina.
那母亲，我挺想你。
Do tell your mother how much you missed her.
上面这句好像哪里怪怪的，非常期待。
You were always my favorite. Don't tell your sister.
Tell me about the war. I heard some of your friends died there. Killed by pirates. How did you survive?
上面这句话是家人才可以这样讲吧？那凭借本领和运气，很高兴我还活着。
So am I. You can't guess how glad I am. But did you like the life in the Legion? Do you want to be a career soldier?
那作为达到目的的手段还可以吧。那我没设想过自己再次担任军团长，当然不希望有另外一场战役。
They say the moment a man goes to war, his soul changes. Your father did not enjoy the legions either.
Domina, with all due respect, I guess the legatus has his own questions. Am I wrong?
那斯凯沃拉的人对待你如何？
Oh, they were polite, mostly. Except for the fact they wanted me confined to this villa. I guess having me walking around the streets was too much of a risk. Once you were out of the picture. He had no reason to antagonize me, though.
你真的以为他们会杀了我吗？
I do. And the Coolus agreed. It was a sinister plan to take over our family. But now you're here, and everything will be fine.
那里维亚娜在哪？她不是应该在这里吗
I haven't seen your sister in months. Scaevola doesn't let her out of his summer villa. She's pretty much imprisoned there.
很高兴看到母亲平安无事。
It's good to have you home, and for it to be our home again. Now that you're back, we have a lot of work ahead of us. Oh, listen to me. You just got here. Go on, take some time to settle in. Let me know when you're ready to get to work.
只能说这位娘亲，各种意义上非常的娘亲，非常的妈妈。OK， 现在可以在别墅里逛逛。不过别墅里好像也只有躺椅跟椅子，其他能聊的东西还有吗
How is it?
角度不太好。那你愿意住在我的别墅里吗
I would like that, if it is fine with you. This villa is amazing. So many statues and fancy carpets. I love your garden. It's so lush and green. And trickle of fountain calms me down.
所以罗马是你希望中的样子吗
In some ways it is. In others, it is not. City is big. I have never seen anything like it. And there are so many things to buy, so many different people. I love that. But there is a strange way people talk to me. Not because I'm foreign, I think, but because I am woman. That I don't like.
那朱诺在上，你穿的是什么啊
You don't like the dress?
那相反，你穿起来很可爱。这句话是实话。
Is it normal in Rome for important people to make such shameless advances on their guards?
那我只知道在罗马有如此妩媚动人的守卫是不太正常的。
Is good we are not normal then?
那搭讪守卫的过程。
Your mother has started catching me up on how the vineyards have been going since we left. The harvest was better than expected. That is good news, of course, but it also means we have a problem. One of our grapes produced a particularly good wine. It's an opulent vintage with a smooth finish. Quite frankly, Domine, it is one of the best wines I have ever tasted.
你肯定不是那个意思。
Oh, but I do. And you know I've tasted a lot of excellent wines throughout my life. This wine ranks among the best of the best.
这有什么好惊讶的？难道我们酿酒全靠运气吗
Winemaking is not an exact science. We do follow recipes, but we are subject to the whims of Dionysus. Every now and then he favors you, and you may produce a wine of this caliber.
风雨，你这是什么意思
It means the wine has a rich and smooth taste. An opulent wine is a bold wine.
我不会用这些词来形容葡萄酒。
The meanings of words are rarely set in stone. Perhaps 1,000 years from now, people will use different adjectives. But today, these are the words we use.
这些听起来都是好消息，那有什么问题吗
The question is what we shall do with this wine. It's certainly worth more than what we normally sell for. It's the best kind of problem to have. It might be a good idea to visit some of the merchants in the market.
那我今天会朝那个方向走，路过的时候会跟酒商谈谈。
Before you leave, there's a small thing we have to decide. A good wine deserves a good name. What should we name this one?
密涅瓦的智慧怎么样
Minerva's wisdom it is. A good name, and not without a touch of irony. Very well. That being settled, you should go and talk to the wine merchants.
那西尼罗斯，我们终于回家了。You believe it?
I had no doubts. You've made everyone proud, and this victory is cause for celebration. I shall cook today.
我还是没明白，我怎么能被允许收回别墅的
Our legal system has its own intricacies, which no one but people like Kikero understand. I'm sure the powers that be worked their magic.
我现在该做什么呢
I don't know. It's your house. Sit back and relax and let your Sir-We handle things. Do bear in mind that managing an estate is no simple task, though. Now that your father is no longer with us, you will have to find a way to generate income. I think we should focus on the wine business. There used to be a lot of money in your vineyards.
我最近一直在想维特里兄弟的事。
They have been silent for a long time now. Silence can be scary.
我不怕沉默，我只是不喜欢不确定性。
That is still a kind of fear. Do not worry. Our current position is quite secure politically. Any foe should think twice before attacking us in our seat of power. I believe we're quite safe in Rome.
但是不能保证我们的对手不是小搞啊！哦，开始上课。哦，元老院不能带武器进来，所以那一位著名的人士的刺杀才会成为那个千古名作。我是说那个主题绘画的主题。好，坐下来。而且我现在操作的是贝斯提亚，不能坐着。好。
Good, you're here. Let us begin. First, tell me what you thought about my question.
那我刚刚走神了，你再说一下是什么问题
？Certainly, I wanted you to think about the meaning of life, yours or mine, it doesn't matter. What do you think the meaning of life is? The purpose of it?
击溃敌人
And see them driven before you, and if you're a great warrior, won't you eventually vanquish all of your enemies? What happens then?
等到没有敌人可以去征服，我的人生就没有目的了。我明白你的意思。
Then perhaps that is not the point of your life. Perhaps there's something deeper, more fundamental to live for. To understand reasons, we must understand causes. We must know the root cause of all there is and all there will ever be, the stones of which the universe is made.
回答下
What we call the first principle.
回答下面这个，总觉得就是贝斯提亚好像学了一点哲学，但是完全没有听懂的感觉。宇宙是由石头组成的吗？
Not literally. But just as a house is made of stones, everything is made of something.
那如果万物都是由某种东西做成的，那万物的终结又在哪里呢
Where it ends is the first principle. No one really knows what the first principle is, but thinking about it is the first step in finding one's purpose. Opinions are divided. Some say the first principle is water. Others say it's wind, fire, or earth. What do you think the first principle might be?
这些答案都可能是对的。
And that is what Empedocles says. He believes any or all of those can be the answer. It depends on the situation or person. But I believe that to be a non-answer.
听起来他好像没有自己的想法。
I agree.
那你认为答案是什么
Who knows? Thinking about the first principle is a way of thinking about the world. And only by knowing the world clearly can you know yourself.
了解自己就能了解别人吗
He who knows himself and others can surely make better decisions. Only then you can trust your actions. Only then can you be a good man. Only then can you be free.
我觉得不自由。
Perhaps because your mind is not free. A man who is not allowed to do what he wants. Can such a man be truly free?
想找到妹妹，但不知道怎么去找。
Because you're free to look anywhere, but you do not know where to begin. Sometimes an abundance of freedom can be as restricting as the lack thereof. You may pursue your own happiness, but when it comes at the cost of someone else's, can you be called a good man?
每个人都有自己的故事，每个人对幸福的看法都不同。
True. Yet perhaps there is a commonality to all forms of happiness. Happiness is the absence of misery. If you do not know how to make people happy, then you can try to eliminate misery. By doing that, you can be a good man.
我要找到他，否则我不会得到真正的自由。
Or unless you conclusively decide that you will never be able to find her. It is your goal in life, Bestia. Just like your sister, you are partly stuck in the realm of ideas. You will not be complete until you find her, or find her not.
分析到最后，结果给出的是这个2个答案，这2个选项也蛮好笑的。父亲把我们2个卖了，但他的价格是我2倍。
You're a child, Bestia. No one will hold you to account for what you thought back then.
那我知道，我还是很想念他。
It is only natural. Who knows who Sirwa your sister is now?
他脸颊上有块奇特的胎记，你觉得我们能找到他吗
Do you want me to be honest?
那高尚的人都是诚实的。
What matters is not if you will find her, but what you will do if you find her.
你给我带来了很多启发跟思考。那括号。就看着荧幕的我来说，你让我想起了大学时候的哲学课。
Then I have succeeded as Magister. I can only ask the right questions. It is you who should find the answers.
那这个是那一个叫什么？突然想不起来。那个谁，苏格拉底的那个产婆法，他引导你负责引导你进行思考，然后。最后能引导出什么答案，那都是你的东西，然后总之技能